throat. Fuck, I like the rocket, I'm this sick. My emo bitch like a wrist slit. Curly hair bitch like I'm Pink. Got like 3 bitches, I'm more man. Skid on your man, bitch, it's for head. Don't want your pussy, just one head. Look at me, fuck on me. Look at me, fuck on me. Look at me, fuck on me. Look at me, yeah.
Hey, so you know what I'm saying, new intro, thanks to my son, you know what I'm saying, you want your intro or whatnot, you know, I'm gonna put this shit in the description, pretty fucking good as you can tell, you know what I'm saying, you gonna have to pay though, I don't have to pay cause, you know, I'm his pops, but nigga, you gonna have to pay, but other than that, you know, new intro, because, you know, actually taking YouTube serious, I guess, but today, I wanna read another book that, you know, the one I've been teasing the most, because, you know, me and a few of my niggas, you know, we started writing it together. So the name of the book changed. It used to be something else, but we changed it like 3 times, and by we I mean me. I changed it the second time, right, and then I changed it the 3rd time too, because I can, okay. But it's called Descent. Alright, so I'm gonna start off, you know what I'm saying. Chapter 1, it's called The Beginning, because it's the beginning. Self-explanatory. But let me stop. Alright, let me take it serious. Alright. So chapter 1 begins with, you know, an alarm clock going off, right? And then, you know, the main character, his name Casper, you know, like the friendly ghost. I already know niggas gonna say something about it, but yeah, we already came to terms with that. Alright, so his name Casper, you know, he would wake up, you know, turn it off after, you know, getting up, you know, he'd go through his morning routine or whatnot, you know, check his phone, seeing they got a message from Maya, you know, cause he's like that, you know. It starts off with him already being in a relationship, because come on now, he's valid. You're gonna find out later, but come on, trust. We roll him. He's valid. Alright. So the message read, hold on. He checked the message, then, you know, he sent his reply, and it's like, yeah, I'll see you tonight. Then he goes off to shower, because, you know, you always gotta shower. You gotta stay, you know, clean. You know what I'm saying? After his shower, he head down to the kitchen, and then this where you would see, you know, his foster mother. And like, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm putting a break in the story real quick, because it's a lot going on in this story. It's not like Power-esque, you know, super shit, you know, niggas ain't about to be shooting laser beams or fucking firing fucking fireballs out of their hands. It's like serious on some shit, right? Which mean there's a lot of real world things, you know. Niggas delve deep into they emotional bag to start writing, right? So you see her, you know, she's sitting there at the table, you know what I'm saying. She, you know, struggling with bills again, because, you know, that's kind of how it goes when you on a lower income type of family, especially with her, you know, having to take care of Casper, and, you know, no significant other, so it's just her and Cass, as, you know, he would be later called. But, you know, that she don't call him that. She got her own nickname for him, because, you know, she different. But yeah, he'll see her at the table, and, you know, he like, "Ma, you okay?" You know, she basically, you know, would try to hide the bills behind her back, and, you know, put on a smile. And, you know, like everybody who goes through some shit, you probably notice some shit, but, you know, you can't really speak on it, because, you know, nothing you can really do, but you notice it. So yeah, she like, "Hey Blue, you packed up?" Because, you know, he about to go off to college. You know, it's not really a spoiler, because they was about to say it in the next few lines anyway, but yeah, he going off to college, right? And, you know, he, you know, Casper, he acting like, you know, he he didn't see what he just saw, because it ain't nothing he could really do about it. So he noticed it. He want to do something about it. That's why saying he goes so hard, because he trying to change some things. He trying to make big money moves or whatnot. But yeah, he like Casper. He was like, yeah, and I just need a few more things to grab. Then I'm heading to the basketball court so I can meet with the coach, who's basically he's fucking, what the fuck is it called? He committed to a certain school, so you gotta go meet up with the coach of said school, right? Because they gotta talk. But that's happening. She's smiling because she happy for him. She being proud of him because she raised him. That's her son, whether they were related by blood or not. So she happy for him or whatnot. He work hard. He hard working. He's passionate about what he do. So she happy. She like it's nothing more she could have wanted. Like, he turned out great. So Casper, he leave. He head towards the gym where the basketball court is or whatnot. He see a man and a woman there waiting for him, right? So he like, that's odd, because he don't know who his coach is. So he see a dude, he see a girl, and he like, okay, one could be the coach, one could be an assistant coach, but it was kind of how it was set up, kind of scheduled to be a one-on-one. So he kind of caught off guard about that, but he don't really press the issue too hard. So he see this, he like, oh, okay, coach, because he like, which one of y'all my coach? So he was like, coach. And he, like I say, he kind of confused now, because as he get closer, he's starting to see them, and one got on certain colors from one school, then one got on colors from another school, and he's like, okay, these are two different schools here, so why are they both here? Yes, and he already picked where he was going, like the school he committed to, because his best friend Emma and his girlfriend Maya, they all trying to stay together, because you don't want to just lose ties with people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go off and start doing their own things, then life happens. People stop being able to have phone calls and shit, then you just drift apart. None of that. He was like, we all going to the same place, we gonna be chilling, right? So that happened. The female coach, which is the one he could, the school he committed to, he could see the uniform, well, not uniform, basically the logo. That's what I meant. I ain't gonna lie, like I have not been woke that long, so yeah, just woke up, went to go do what I had to do, wash my face, brush my teeth, all that shit, and then started recording. So feel a little drowsy, kind of, but I'm getting through this. What I'm saying? I do this. What I'm saying? So the female coach, she would extend her hand for a handshake, but she would be interrupted by the male coach. What I'm saying? He kind of don't give a fuck. So he kind of bump her out the way. And he basically like, hey bud, I'm from the Casper. Basically walk right past him, because he was like, nah, none of that shit. I don't like. He don't like what he just saw. So he was like, yeah. And he started talking to the female coach. He basically tell her, how are you the coach for Duke University? Because that's the school he going to. Hey, what I'm saying? Basically she would smile, and she would try to go for another handshake, which Casper, obliging her. He'd shake her hand, and basically she was like, thank you. Her name Heather. What I'm saying? She the head coach. Blah blah blah. Just introductions. So he like, great. It's nice to, and he kind of get cut off, because the male coach try to strike up a conversation with him again, and he basically like, I don't think you heard me the first time. My name is, Casper, he just, hey look, he a deviant, bruh. Come on now, like we wrote him to literally give no fucks, right? So he like, I don't care about who you are. I don't care to even know who, or he was like, basically he don't care at all, right? Because he's seen him doing shit that he don't like little, just little micro things, but it already formed Casper's opinion of him, and he don't like him as a person. So he's like, you know what I'm saying, but I don't care about who you are. I don't even care about how you heard. He was like, I don't even know how you heard about this meeting anyway. Because he was like, I already picked the school I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? He kind of was a big deal. When all the little basketball players or whatnot, was getting their little motherfucking invitations and shit from certain schools and shit or whatnot. He was kind of a big deal. One would say the biggest deal, because come on now, he the main character. Why wouldn't he be a big deal? But yeah, he like, he already picked which school he was going to, right? So he was like, I appreciate it if you see yourself out, still trying to be somewhat cordial, right? And then Mel Coach, he was like, basically start doing that ego power trip shit, right? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't write the part for the Mel Coach. So hey, I'm throwing you under the bus, my boy. You know who you was. I ain't gonna say your name, but you know who you was. You know you wrote this shit. But he was like, we got the best basketball team in the league. Basically, he was like, you would be stupid not to come to our institution. Plus, Duke lost every single game they played last year by 20 points or more. They literally bum doo-doo trash water. Now, he didn't write that part, but I'm paraphrasing, right? And Casper was like, well, for one, I'm not the smartest, and for two, I don't like you, so goodbye. Because he just that guy, bro. Come on now, like, come on. Alright, bro. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just let y'all, see his character develop or whatnot. So, Mel Coach basically tell him, you will regret this. Casper like, yeah, okay, fuck you too, cause don't care. Heather, she basically is like, Casper, sorry for the unwanted interference, but now that we introduced ourselves, she basically like, would you mind shooting around for a bit? She trying to test his skills, you know what I'm saying? Trying to gauge his actual like skill level. Because he got highlight reels. Come on now, like he goes stupid. But most people only see him as like he's like, they either see him as like a showboater or as just a drop to the hole dunking type of fucking player. Like they never really seen him shoot for real. So she was like, he got skills when it comes to dribbling. He got good handles. He can blow past people because he fast, and of course he can fucking dunk because come on now, that's most of his highlight reels. But she was like, if he can't shoot, then she gonna have to adjust her plans, because he kinda need it for the team, because all the rest of them are bum doodle water. But like, let me stop. Alright, I'm having too much fun. But basically, that's what she asked. Like I said before, I didn't write the Mel Coach. Not my problem, right? So he's like, nah, he's my student. You stupid, not so friendly word, right? Because YouTube, right? And basically, Casper, being how he is, he's like, you better watch yourself. Whatever the fuck your name is Steve. This is a Mel Coach, basically. This when his name get introduced, because it ain't fucking Steve. I didn't name the nigga either. But we not gonna talk about that. So he basically said my name is Steve. Casper is, oh god, not so friendly word. You know, it's basically he just saying shit, bro. Come on now, like he said some not so friendly things, right? And you know, Casper, you know, he'll walk up to Steve. You know, he ain't saying a word. You just walk up to him. You know, just get real close. You know, kind of looking down at him because he taller than him. You know, Steve basically like, what? It's like, this shit. Why he use so much profanity? Come on, my boy. How am I supposed to read this? All right, so you know, basically, I'm gonna get to the good part. He said a few things, then he extend his arm and he slap Heather because you know, Steve built like that, somewhat. All right, so you know, Casper, you know, he pulled his hand back, he slap fire from Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like he hit him and he go falling. And then when he fall, Casper, you know, he basically just kick him in the face. Right? So he down, right? He hurt. Fuck. My fault, I need some water. God damn. Alright. It's a good thing I always keep a big ass water bottle next to me. Alright, so kinda got dry there. Damn, how long have I been talking? But you know, basically like I said, you know, he kicked Steve in the face. You know, Steve on the ground, you know, holding his mouth because he got kicked in his shit. Casper kneel down in front of him. Right? And then, you know, he basically just fucking pushed that nigga to the floor. And then he sit on nigga's chest and just start welling on him. Just left, right. You know what I'm saying? Just giving that nigga NyQuil. Right? So basically he got a thing, right, where he don't really understand or process how far he's going until he look back at it later. Keep that in mind. That's a real flaw in his character. Right? So he basically, you know, beating on Steve, you know, basically giving him that left right special. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, basically, you know, he wouldn't really stop until, you know, Heather starts screaming because, you know, she see this nigga just beating the blood out of this dude's face. He kind of lopped up, you know, eye blacked and fucking swollen, freaking little cuts all over his fucking giant clumps on his face that's bleeding. He did him. He didn't foul. I ain't gonna lie. He destroyed this man. Right? So that happening. You know, Steve can't even talk because his jaw broke. You know, his lip busted up. He bleeding everywhere. You know, he crying. Because, you know, that's what happened when you get the shit beat out of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, he kind of did provoke it, but not with Casper. Because, like, you know, he was the type of dude that, like, he hit on women and shit. And, you know, Casper, he ain't about that. You know, he was raised by a single mother, very strong woman. You know what I'm saying? He respect the women. Alright? So, yeah, that happened. So, you know, after that happened, you know, he kinda, you know, Steve kinda dropped his little, you know, his little notepad or whatnot, you know, information on that mud, you know, about, you know, basically it's information, a lot of information that wasn't really even supposed to be known about, like, the meeting, how you found out about the meeting, shit like that, people who, like, was saying shit or doing shit behind the scenes, and a little bit of information on how they can use Casper, you know what I'm saying, when he get up there, you know, when he go pro, because right now, you know, he about to play basketball for college, but, like, they little basketball college league ain't really nothing compared to the pro league. You know, that's where the real money is. So, you know, Casper, you know, he don't really care, but you know, he just noticed that. He like, oh, okay, so dude wanted to ride on my coattail. Okay, I see what it is. But you know, he looked down at his knuckles. You know, they covered in blood. You know, they swole and all. His you know what I'm saying? His hands all swollen and shit. You know, because hey, he go crazy. And you know, he kind of looked at Heather. You know, she kind of shocked. You know, because you know Casper went 0 to 1,000 in like milliseconds. So you know, she kind of like put off by how fast he just exploded in her mind. Like she don't really know much about him or his background, and he don't really know much about himself or his background, because see, Casper has memory loss. He don't remember his early childhood because of an incident that happened to him. His foster mother do know about the incident in question, but like she never told him, because kind of sad, kind of bad. You know, he don't really need those memories. Those was like the memories he's lost. Some would say it was arguably for the best, but you don't really ever really lose everything. Even when you have memory loss, it's still somewhere in your head. It's just not in the forefront of your consciousness. So his personality derives from what he knows now and subconscious things that he don't know consciously, if that makes sense. Because it's like, it's in his head. It's still affecting how he do shit, but he just can't remember why he do it the way he do it. So it's like an itch that you can't scratch. It's like every time you try to remember, it's just blank. But like he do know that something happened. He just don't know what, right? That's for later. You know what I'm saying? We write plot around here, all right? When we get to writing, nigga, we write storylines and plots and shit. You know what I'm saying? We go crazy. That give me a fucking, I don't know, give me the clapping emoji in the comment section for me and my boys, cause we really do this shit. We out here writing full on novels and shit now. We go crazy. But let me stop. I'm cutting this story off and shit. So back to where I was, right? So she basically thanks Casper, for what he did or whatnot, but she was like, you didn't really have to, go at him that roughly, that strong, right? And meanwhile, she kind of looking at him, and Casper being the way he is, and I ain't gonna lie, we kind of laughed at this part a lot, because when I wrote it, I wasn't really thinking about how it would come across. So I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna let y'all see if y'all pick up what we picked up, right? So Casper, he was like, yeah, I kind of lost it there for a minute, huh? But are you okay? Do you need anything? Is your face okay? And it kind of make him sound like a fucking sociopath. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Look, like, he didn't fucking have a shred of remorse or any of that, right? And when we was writing it, we was like, is that too much? Is that too little? And then, I kind of explained it with the whole, kind of be driven by subconscious, impulses and whatnot. And we kind of, it makes sense for the story. So we kind of kept it. But he do sound like a psychopath. Like, he sound like it's something wrong with him. Right? But, what I'm saying, this... Hey, I ain't gonna lie. We right, boy. We right. Alright? You know what I'm saying? We do this for real. So, Heather, she began to feel the pain set in from the slap Steve threw at her earlier. She would hold her face. Casper is seeing this, what I'm saying? He walk up to her, place his hand on her chin, making her look up at him, checking her face. Because, hey, come on now. Come on now, right? And she, seeing this, going through this motion, she kind of, you know, begins to blush because, you know, she looking into Casper's eyes, and bruh, hey, he about to, hey, he go crazy. But she for the first time can actually get a good look at his face, cause A, he tall, and B, he kind of got long curly hair, so like, cause his heritage, you know, I'm saying, you know, I'll tell y'all what he is. So he African American and Puerto Rican, because that's what we decided for his race, his ethnicity, right? But for his eye color, we went all out because he didn't have power, so we needed something that made him special. Because he like yeah, he good at basketball. He's insanely good at basketball, but he don't have powers. He don't have an ability or per se. So we was like, what make him special? What's going? I'm not gonna lie. We basically all was like, what's gonna bring the hoes to him? But but then we decided on the odds, right? So, you know, basically, back to the story, you know, she looking at him, you know, he good looking, you know what I'm saying? He got nice eyes, you know, she getting a good look at his eyes. So, you know, after a while, you know, Casper basically moved his hand off her chin after noticing that, you know, she blushing hella hard, turning into a tomato, because, you know what I'm saying, she getting red. And, you know, basically, he apologized. So he like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just used to helping my mother when she get hurt. So I hopefully, you know, I didn't make you feel uncomfortable or upset you with the behavior, you know, I just demonstrated earlier. Because, you know, come on now, he got respect, all right? He's a man of class. So, you know, she basically like, nah, she just wasn't prepared for that. But, you know, she asked him what color his eyes are. And, you know, basically, he was like, oh, my mother, she said they ice blue, but I'm not sure. Most people think that they silver because, you know, when light hit his eyes sometimes, and then, you know, certain settings, his eyes kind of change a little bit, kind of look different. So, you know, like I'm not really sure, you know. He basically tell her like, you know, what color do you think they are? You know, basically he kind of, you know what I'm saying, he did another one because, you know what I'm saying, DJ Khaled, right? So, you know, he put his hair out his face, so, you know, his eyes could be seen. And he kind of kneeled down, so now, you know, he face to face with her, so she looking straight at him, right? And, you know, she looking, she like, god damn. So, you know, basically she was like, yeah, I think they blue, like very, 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 you know, kind of icy, almost whitish type of blue in appearance. So that's what happened. You know, he like, oh, ice blue, all right, huh? That sounds better than just plain silver. That's kind of cool. You know, she like, yeah. So we off topic. They start talking about school. You know, she start laughing. You know, she having a good time. One would say, you know what I'm saying, as a coach and as a grown woman, she probably shouldn't be, you know, be talking or you know, getting, you know, this close to one who's just about to get into college. But others will tell you to fuck off and just let the story happen the way it want to happen because they worked hard for this. And by others, I'm not meaning myself. Look, when I was writing this, I just thought, you know, it'd just be like a little moment, right? Like it wasn't gonna be nothing serious. And then I got yelled at and argued with, and then it became a very important part to the plot. So, hey, to each their own, right? So that happened. You know, they start talking about the situation with Duke University. Casper being, you know, he began to shoot the ball, but you know his hands kind of hurt because he kind of did just get done, you know, putting the work in, or as one would say. So you know he's shooting, and you know she paying attention, and you know she counted how many times he missed, and out of 30 shots, he missed 5 because, you know what I'm saying, his hands are fucked up. Like, extremely. Like, you know what I'm saying? His knuckles all bruised. His fingers swole and hurt. So, missing 5 out of 30, yeah, that's pretty fucking good. Right? So, you know, Heather, she like, oh, wow. And I knew you was good. But I didn't think you was like this amazing, because you know he kind of go crazy. And she was like, when did you start playing basketball again? And this is where it start getting into his background of when he remembers starting, but like he don't know for real. So you're like, I don't really remember. You know, basically he was like, his mother said he been playing basketball since he was young, but again, he don't remember when he started. And you know what I'm saying, she started making jokes because, you know, why not? So she basically was like, you know, you must have been playing basketball in her stomach to be this good. And Casper, he was like, oh, you know, he wouldn't know, seeing that the mother he got now is, you know, through adoption. He was like, he never met his real parents. And you know what I'm saying, they got information on him because, you know, the interviews and whatnot that he was doing, you know, all that shit. But nobody really knows that he adopted, because he don't really bring it up. He don't talk about it often. So only people who like real close friends with him would know, because it don't like he care. Like, if people ask him, he probably, you know, he's just tell the truth. But if they don't ask, he wouldn't tell them, because he don't see it as like an important thing to bring up. Because, you know, yeah, he's adopted, but you know, that's his mother. So, you know, he don't see no point in like being like, oh, I'm adopted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He just don't see no point in it. So, I wanna continue. I wanna continue because that ain't even a full chapter 1. But this is getting kinda long. So actually no, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue for the people who gonna watch the full video. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, Heather, you know, she started feeling, you know, regret about the possibility of bringing up some old trauma in Casper, you know, thinking, you know what I'm saying, she probably really stupid for, you know, making him, you know, remember that, and for not knowing that he was adopted. You know, that it ain't really information that's out there, but you know what I'm saying, she probably could have called his, you know, his mother, got some more information, asked, you know, some key questions, prepared herself. But hey, you know, she just feeling bad. You know, basically he see this, he been telling her, like, you know, don't worry about it. It's not like he go around telling people that he, you know, he adopted. So most people wouldn't even know in the first place, and it's not like it hurts his feelings or anything. So he was like, "Are we good?" And you know, she reluctant, but she accepted, because you know he trying to A, cheer her up, and B, he really don't care. So he was like, "Why would you be stressing about it if I'm not stressing about it?" And some shit. So you know, she basically accepted, and you know, she thinks to herself though, she can't really keep making mistakes like that. That could have been very bad if he was extremely sensitive about that. Like, that could have cost them a whole player at their university, because he could have been like, you want to know what, fuck it, I'm not going there, because you know, she made him feel a certain type of way or some shit, right? So that happened. You know, Casper's phone go off because, you know, he missed the popular or whatnot. So, you know, basically his phone go off. You know, he's checking it one night, and then, you know, he you know, messaging different people and whatnot. Then he messaged, you know, Maya, you know what I'm saying, and he basically told her, you know, of course we wouldn't miss it. Beat her around like 12. Is that cool? You know, basically she's like, yeah, you know, see you soon, with the heart, because you know what I'm saying, he go crazy. Alright, so he talked to Heather some more. You know, he cleaning up, he putting the balls away or whatnot. But then he head off to Emma's place, because you know what I'm saying, he's just like this, okay? Look, it's gonna be a lot of people that's saying, hey, we kind of wrote him like a hoe, because, you know, y'all don't understand the finer details to the story yet, right? He's not a hoe, all right? he not a hoe. All right, I don't know how else to say it. Like I was about to start trying to do some explanation on why he not a hoe, but all the explanation will kind of be spoilers, and I don't want to really spoil anything. I want y'all to like enjoy it as it happening. So get back to the story. So he head into Emma's house. Basically he walk up to her house. He go around the side of her house. He basically just open the window. He just step in because he always do that. So that happened. She engrossed on in her computer. So when she turned around from it, she see him, Casper, laying on her bed, with a book and one of her teddy bears, because hey, he had to make himself, busy. He was gonna be waiting or whatnot. So, basically, she starts screaming. She like, "When did you get here?" And basically, he was like, "I thought you wanted to see me." And now I'm done with chapter 1. So, hey, I'm gonna give y'all a teaser. Chapter 2 is One Step Forward. That's the name of chapter 2. But I'm gonna leave it off here. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribe, because come on now. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, come on. Let's not do this. Let's not play these games. Just hit the button. Hit the bell too. Right? Because most people be like, "Oh, I didn't know you started posting again." Well, you would have fucking knew if you hit the bell, or if you was in the Discord, because you know what I'm saying. You would know. But hey.
Why you had to do me like that? Now I'm sitting here being my me, writing this song. I got the lotion in my left hand, I got the Henny in my right. I don't know what to do, so I'ma just put it on this track.